Hello, I'm the Eternal Newbie. The extra L is for line, as in finish line, as in a campaign I'm in has reached the finish line and ended. It's a weird feeling. I've never had a campaign go all the way before. In this game, we're playing against gods, and I've made the mistake of looking behind the curtain. It's bittersweet to see the end, but most of all, it is bittersweet to know the DM let us win. Before I tell you how the DM totally tanked the fight that ended the campaign, business! If you enjoy this story, let me know with a comment, a like, or best of all, subscribe. I've got some other cool things going down, like a Discord and a whole nother YouTube gaming channel where I am currently running through Final Fantasy VI. Info in the video description. This is a campaign I've talked about before with the likes of Francis and Torbit. Both have been the subject of videos. Torbit is a rules lawyer and a general, but not really a bad guy. Francis is... well, he's Francis. I'm playing Danther, a paladin. The party has a few more members, but it's really not about us. Well, with the exception of possibly the most clutch cleric I've ever seen. In this campaign, we are fighting gods. To go out with a bang. It's a good idea, and it was fun. We're only around level 11, so the DM gave us potions to give us a ton of extra hit points and other features. Though for this last battle, the hit points were reduced to 50. In the first two battles, I used my wings to fly high up in the air and drop different projectiles on the gods, including, but not limited to, a hated DMPC's body and myself. The last two gods were hanging out inside caves. I think the DM got sick of my little tricks. The final goddess was the worst of all, Lolth, the Spider Queen of the Drow. Lolth brought some friends, and even without her, it would have been a deadly encounter according to Cobalt Fight Club. They ended up being mostly a non-factor though. They should have been dangerous, but I guess when you consider the subject of this video, it makes sense. Then you add in Lolth herself. I have had a few commenters express doubts that 6 level 10s could kill gods. My response has been, well, we have these potions, and the DM wanted us to have a cool send-off, so he found or created easier versions of the gods. It got me thinking though. After this session, I looked for Lolth and I found her. We might as well have been going after her with harsh language. We really had no chance at all. Let's take a close look at a few of these stats. He did lower the AC to 20, and he lowered the hit points, but that was kind of wonky. Lolth went from not even being bloody to almost dead in one round where we did minimal damage. I think he had one of those uh-oh moments, and realized he was about to kill the party on the last mission. I also think he removed the damage immunities, and I know he removed the fire resistance. Let's talk about her first attack. She hit me. Look at what she does. DM kept the plus 22 to hit, and the 4d6 plus 13 damage. He also kept all 6 attacks. That first round, she did 151 damage to me. Luckily, I'm an Oath of the Ancients Paladin, so all magical damage is halved. Take that, Lolth. Okay, stop writing in the comments. I know I did that wrong. Next time she hit me a while later, I looked it up because I'm like, wow, this is like incredibly overpowered. And yes, I did it wrong the first time. I did do it correctly every other time, and it was kind of too late to retcon it. Let's take another look at this attack though. Look at that word right there. Vorpal. But not just Vorpal, she has 6 Vorpal blades. That means she has a 5% chance of cutting off our heads. Strike that. She has a 30% chance because she gets 6 attacks. Oh, silly me. I almost forgot. She has improved critical. That means she crits on a 19 or a 20. So she actually has about a 60% chance to one-shot us each round. The DM removes this in the second round when she would have cut off the head of our fighter. Everything else you see is what you get with the exception of the limited magical immunity. Her spell DC is 25 and she has a plus 17 to hit. We have 0 chance against her.
Good luck, fellas.
We're gonna die. Wait, what?
Correction. That is not exactly true because, spoiler, we end up winning. So there is actually 1 chance. That chance being if the DM lets us win. And even then, we needed some insane luck. I don't think he realized how powerful she was. I am reasonably sure he didn't even nerf her hit points till midway through the battle. She was extremely cagey and she floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee. Look at this. She's allowed to move after anyone's turn with no opportunity attack. So she'd basically go skittering off to some other island while we were sitting there looking like dummies. It was a tough fight. She had most of us down at one time or another, and near the end, we were all down besides Torbit. He had cast Investiture of the Wind on himself, and was plinking away with Eldritch Blast out of melee range. Torbit can't heal us, so we're all doing death saves. Guess who gets a natural 20? If you guessed me, what are you thinking? Have you not been paying attention to my previous 60-something videos? But it was even better. It was the Cleric. One mass healing word later, everybody is up. His potion lets him heal for plus 20, so we're not too bad. The DM assures us Lolth is almost dead, so we attack, all out. It's not enough, and on our next turn, we're all down again. 6 attacks and only missing a crit fail, baby. It's all on Torbit now. He is out of spell slots, so he's blasting away with his cantrips. 2 rounds later, he takes her down. She is using spells like Dominate Person on him, but his potion gives him 3 legendary resistances, which he uses to pass. Before all that, I was 90% sure the DM was letting us win. Okay, maybe 95. This pushes it to like 500%. Let's take another look-see at that sheet, shall we? What could she have done? Oh, what do you know? She can cast any 6th level or lower cleric spell she wants. She could have upcast Spiritual Weapon to 6th level. She could have cast Firestorm. As the DM admitted, she could have easily healed herself. She did none of that. Just cast spells that have no chance of hitting Torbit. Lolth goes down, but all of us are down and Torbit can't heal. We're in death saves while Torbit races to try to stabilize. Then it happened. It seems impossible, but sure enough, the cleric hits another nat 20 on his death save. It's crazy. It was his second save, so he nat 20 2 out of 3 death saves. Hopefully, he went and bought a lotto ticket that night. He ends up healing me, and between us, we get everyone up before they die. So that was it. It wasn't horrible, certainly not the worst game of all time, but it just wasn't satisfying. I mean, we all got something from it. Torbit got to down the big bad. The cleric was, in my opinion, the hero of the game. Even without the clutch saves, his healing was awesome. I probably did the most damage. And the fighter/barbarian absorbed most of the hits. Francis? Well, Francis learned as a monk he can't get drunk, so he went and became a mass murderer. I wish I were joking. But hey, it's Francis. We closed out the campaign and I'm torn. I like Danther, and I didn't want him to die, but it's no fun when the DM lets you win. I totally see why he did it. We weren't beating Lolth in a straight up fight. There's no way. He would have either had to buff us like crazy or nerf her like crazy. So while I'll give him an A+ for the idea, it's an F for the execution. At least to me. This is just me though. Everyone else seemed to enjoy it, especially Torbit. But then again, I'm probably the only one who looked behind the curtain. Sausage just isn't as good when you know how it's made. Well, not for me, of course. I love sausage. Looking back to the first god, I really should have figured out earlier he was letting us win. Not my finest moment. I do have a really good excuse though. I just ain't too bright. I can't take this one as anything but an L though. And as George Brett said, if a tie is like kissing your sister, losing is like kissing your grandmother without her teeth in. I bet you're really glad I went with the George Brett picture over the toothless grandma picture. That was the end of this campaign. I am going to miss those people, even Torbit, and especially I'm going to miss Danther. He may have been incredibly unlucky, but he was a lot of fun, and in the end, that's really the most important thing. What do you think? Do you agree with what the DM did? What would you have done? Let me know, or tell me about how your campaign ended in the comments. Thanks for watching, and as always, play your character. Don't let your character play you.